Salutations. This is Mr. Smith speaking. Don't try and pronounce my username. It's terrible. And this is a continuation of the first part of this series in which I was wearing a red shirt. Anyway, the series, if such a title can be applied, is one concerning me wanting to get to know other people. I would like to facilitate harmony between people by emphasizing and sharing the common threads that we all share. Let's because there's plenty of bad things in the world, so let's have some good things. Let's unify a little bit instead of divide, right? So in the previous video I asked 3 questions. One is what piece of music, if any, has really moved you almost to tears? 2, do you create any art, and if so, what type? And 3, what is the most beautiful experience that you've had in your life that you can share? I didn't answer that last question because I didn't have time due to, me rambling on for 9 minutes. But I would like to go ahead and answer that question. My mind tends to vacillate between different points in my life concerning a lot of things, including that particular query. But I think one of the most beautiful times in my life was it's hard, man. I don't know. I think one of the most beautiful times in my life was a period in which I was walking through the night. I was somewhat dejected. And as I was walking through the night along a sidewalk, I was looking straight up into the sky, and it was black. It looked like black milk with diamonds strewn throughout it, and it just looked beautiful. And as I was doing this stargazing, I was crushed by the weight of my own insignificance in comparison with the universe in its entirety. That doesn't sound too beautiful, but I mean, it was beautiful to me. And, that's all that really counts. I mean, it was awe-inspiring just looking up at the stars and to realize that those things up in the sky that people take for granted and tend to think of as little pinpricks of light were actually giant, immense balls of incandescent flame, millions and billions and trillions of miles away in the past, that burned and could consume, more than likely, it could consume the entire planet many times over. Everything that you know, everything that you think and love and, ever considered could be swallowed up by one of those tiny little pinpricks of light that we see every day. I mean, that was just, moving to me. Call me lame, but whatever. But, I think that we could use some sort of unification. Philosophy isn't going to do it. Religion isn't going to do it. Nothing's really going to do it except for the experience of living, being alive. That's one thing that we all share. So, let's share. Let's share in each other. Another question would be, if you are religious, how did you become so? And if you're not religious, How did you become so? Yeah, I know. Personal questions, but those are qualities that have to be addressed if I'm to get to know somebody. And I'm not going to judge anybody because they're in one religion or another. I don't have any problems with people practicing a religion. I've studied different religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, what do you call it? Christianity, a few others. But, just whatever works for you, works for you. But, if you're religious, why? If you're not religious, why? Or why not, I should say. That's a pretty relevant question, especially considering the times that we live in. I think, anyway, especially with the last president that we had, who was a pretty Christian kind of guy. I'm not saying that he's representative of all Christians. I'm saying he declared himself as a Christian, and he built part of his government on that, and it affects people. Religion does, as does non-religion. It affects us as part of the world. So I would like to understand your take on it. Let me know something. To answer that question, I'm not religious because I like to take truth as I see it. And if I see it a little bit, if I see some of it here, I'll take it from here. If I see some of it there, I'll take it from there. And I don't think that any one religion or philosophy or mode of thought has all of the truth that there is to be had. So that, and I don't like following people. I'm just completely against following some guy. I'll talk to you, but following you, living laws that you lay down, I'm sorry, that's not my bag. That's not how I roll. You and I are equal. Let us speak to each other as equals. But that's coincidentally, that's why I don't join the military. Well, one of the reasons that I don't. But that's my answer to that particular question. So looks like the time's about up, so I'll try and bring it to a close for this particular session. Anyway, I'm trying to I would like to bring people together. Yeah, that sort of way. Let's get together. Let's think about these things. These things being life itself, in a positive way, in a creative way, building upon each other. Let's make a collaboration. Let's make life the conglomeration that it's truly supposed to be. Because if you look at nature, it lives in harmony. There's no real separation. There's a good deal of integration, I should say, if you look at nature. And we can't say that nature isn't beautiful. So that brings this video to a close. Thank you for watching, and good day.